Shannon's high school cheating boyfriend finding his happily ever after
Truly.
with the girl that he cheated on Shannon with.
Beautiful.
Honestly, a 10 out of 10 story. If you guys haven't seen it, go listen.
I thought it was cute. It's also just like, it's, you know, it wouldn't be funny if it was like someone that cheated on me like a year ago. I think it's
because time has passed. We can laugh about it.
They say that time heals all, and time has healed. And I saw that and I was just like, oh, it's good content.
Good content.
But yeah.
So obviously we posted a clip of that story onto our TikTok, and obviously being the story that it is, it garnered a few views. And you know our TikTok does well when we get comments. We don't get comments on everyone. We'll get likes, we'll get views, but we don't always get comments. But this particular TikTok, it resonated with a lot of people.
People are like, oh, I've been there.
Yes, which is so sad. But this one person commented on our TikTok, and she said, "So true. My husband cheated on every girlfriend from junior high up with me. We got together at 25 and have been married ever since. ! LOL." And so obviously I had to reply back. And I was like, weird flex, but okay. Like, I just don't understand why someone would gloat about that. And so she replied back and was like, "Only with me though. We were meant to be and he knew it. He always said he'd end up with me and I thought he was crazy." Bitch, I think you're crazy.
Wait. So she's basically saying that she met this guy that was like a serial cheater, like cheated on every single person he'd ever dated, and then cheated with her probably on his last relationship. And then they end up being happily ever after.
So they knew each other. They're probably like hometown childhood friends.
Yes.
He was from junior high up until post grad, post college grad. He had other relationships, other things, other flings. And every girl that he dated, he cheated on with her.
Oh, with her.
With her.
Oh, okay. I read the comment wrong though. I thought that she meant he cheated on all of his
and then married
significant others. Like at some point he was just like a serial cheater and then he met her.
Well, he is a serial cheater.
And he stopped. But always with her? Like,
yes.
Okay, what?
And so I thought that was just such a weird flex. And I just, you know the saying, if they cheat with you, they'll cheat on you.
There's just so much to unpack. Holy shit. I didn't realize that. So he's dated girls throughout his life.
From junior high.
And he always cheats with this one girl.
Yes.
But then it begs the question, why wouldn't he just go for you earlier then?
Exactly. And if he's saying he always said he'd end up with me, would end up with me, and I thought he was crazy, what was stopping him in middle school, high school, and college? If you were meant to be.
I'm never going to, I'm never going to judge. I think one thing I always try to do is never judge the person who's not in the relationship, because sure, it's not their responsibility and everyone has their shit and whatever. His relationships were.
Yeah, he's the problem.
He's the problem, right? So she liked this guy, whatever. That's, obviously, I'm sure that she had
frowned upon, but whatever.
She had her reasons, I'm sure. But I just would be how do you not feel is he cheating on me?
Exactly.
If he's done it with every relationship, and
what makes you so different?
But maybe the reason he was so into her all those years is because she the whole you want what you can't have.
Yes.
So he probably was into the chase, or the fact that he always had a thing for her, but she was never actually his. So then when you actually get together and the sparks are gone, I would be nervous that he would do the same thing to me with some other girl,
right?
With a Brittany or an Emily.
Oh, fucking Brittany
or Jessica.
Oh, Jessica.
Always. So that to me is crazy, that you could be so secure in the relationship.
And she seems so not insecure at all. She was
well, good for
proud
her,
of him and their relationship. And I was just so confused, because I was like, does she not know that if they cheat with you, they'll cheat on you?
It is interesting, because every now and then you do hear stories about couples where all the signs were there of all right, they cheated with each other and it was a big mess, and it was this secret relationship, and they screwed over their significant others. And then they weirdly like end up together
Work
and
out.
they're like madly in love 20 years later with kids and it's fine.
For
but I
now.
feel like that is the exception. It's not the rule. Like I don't think that like typically like that movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, right? Like the whole premise is girls make excuses and they're like, well, I knew a girl who, you know, the guy didn't call her back for 3 days. So he's not calling me back for 3 days. That's probably normal. When in reality, like that was the exception. Like that's not the rule. Like usually if a guy doesn't call you for 3 days, he's not into you. So this is one of those things where I think sometimes we'll like hear these stories about maybe some guy that was a serial cheater and then he just like met the one and it like worked out. Or I guess he was a serial cheater with the same girl and it worked out or whatever. But that is like probably a 1 in like a billion chance of happening. And like to your point, like who knows what would happen down the line even.
Yeah, the night is still young. Like we are still young. There is still time left to cheat. Like what? I just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Time left. Yeah,
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
It'd be hard to not be like a little crazy.
Do you believe in once a cheater, always a cheater?
I don't know. I think okay. So my thought process on this has always been that I think there are some people that genuinely make mistakes.
Yeah, a one-time mistake.
Yes. Like that genuinely like make a mistake. They own up to it and they're like, this will never happen again. I really messed up. I don't think those people necessarily like, unless they have a history, it's like looking at a criminal. Like, does this person have a history of committing violent acts? Like, are they a repeat offender? Have they been to jail multiple times, like in and out of prison? Like, that's what I look for. So someone like messed up one time, like cheated on their, high school girlfriend when they were long distance and they like ended things or like he, whatever. I don't want to say once a cheater, always a cheater in that situation without knowing more details. Or my other one is people who like make stupid decisions when they're between the ages of like 15 to like 21 or like 22, where like your brain's not fully developed and you're in college and you're drinking all the time and maybe you're in like a shitty toxic relationship. Like I know a lot of people that went through a lot of shit or like maybe like cheated when they were in college and stuff, but then they've just like genuinely grown up and they're like, all right, like I'm over that. I'm not like going out binge drinking, acting like an idiot. I'm getting my life together and I'm now like a loyal person. So I do think I've seen that. I think that there are people though where like if you notice a trend and the person you are like interested in has cheated on their last like 2 girlfriends, 2 boyfriends, like and it's a
in
pattern.
post-grad life.
In post, like they're 20, 7, 28, 29, 30. And it's just like a pattern of like they always cheat on the person that they're dating. Like, and it's habitual. It's not just like a one-time thing. It's not just one girl. It's like multiple infractions or multiple like sketchy situations. I do think in those situations, without heavy like immersion therapy, I don't know if you can just like wake up one day and change. I think it's like part of who you are. And to be honest, like this might be controversial, so I don't know if I should like necessarily be diagnosing people, but just like how I think some people have like some level of, like mental health issues they deal with, I think that serial cheating, like some people, it's like a
in their
mental
DNA.
Health. Yeah, like it's a mental health issue that I think people need to work out. And I think it has to do with probably some level of deep-rooted, insecurity and like maybe some level of like self-hatred. Again, like not trying to judge anyone, but I think there's some deep shit going on there. I don't think it's just like, oh, you're dating someone that like isn't good enough, or you're dating someone that you don't like anymore. I also think that there's people out there who cheat to get broken up with. Like I've known girls before,
manipulative,
who they don't know how to end things. Like they're dating a guy and it's been 6 months, it's been a year, and they don't want to be with him anymore.
Yeah.
But instead of like sitting him down and being like, I don't love you anymore, I don't have love for you, I want to move on, it's easier to like start talking to someone new, kind of develop feelings for someone new, and then the guy finds out and he breaks up with her. She doesn't have to deal with it.
No, that's fair. I think that was a very fair assessment. I feel like you nailed every possibility of the spectrum of cheating.
I think
I think I have to agree with you on all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you?
So I think our conclusion is it's dependent on the scenario.
It depends on the situation. But you used to be very much like once a cheater, always a cheater, right? Like back in the day, I thought.
Yeah. I think I was very headstrong about it. Yeah. But I think I'm more of an understanding person now and give people grace.
You've really grown.
Have I?
Yeah, you're full of like grace, like empathy.